Hi, back in January, I launched a challenge to code this rotated square logo using a single element with no pseudos, no JS, no SVG, no images in general, save for CSS gradients, at most 5 of them, and only 3 CSS declarations. Well, in the meanwhile, I realized we can do it with only 2 CSS gradients. So we're going to start by setting the diagonal for that rotated square, and this is going to be slightly smaller than the smallest viewport dimension, and we're going to set this to the height. So the height is going to be that diagonal, and the next step is to set a background just so that we can see what we have so far. So we're going to use a gradient, and the list of stops is going to be the list of colors that we already have, but we don't want a linear gradient, we want a conic one. I used the linear at first because we don't have autocomplete for conic. That's the whole deal. Next step is to clip out a rotated square out of this rectangle. So we have a point there, and that's in the middle horizontally 50%, at the top vertically 0%. We are going to have a second one there, and that's going to be 50% horizontally plus half of the other dimension, which we're going to pre-compute just so that we don't have to write 0.5 times the diagonal over and over. So that's going to be 0.5 times the diagonal. And vertically, this is going to be in the middle, so 50%. Now, again, this is going to be in the middle horizontally 50%, at the bottom, so 100% vertically. And this one is going to be symmetrical, so it's going to be 50% minus that b, which we've just pre-computed. Okay, having done this, let's move on to the clip path. So clip path, it's going to be a polygon, and as we said, 50% 0 calc, 50% plus. It doesn't really matter which direction we go. We could have used minus there. It doesn't really matter. 50% vertically, and now we're just going to take this and copy paste it and just tweak. For this pair, we're going to tweak the vertical coordinate to make it 100%. For this one, we're going to tweak the horizontal one to make it symmetrical to the previous one. Okay, let's maximize the CSS panel. Now we have the shape. What we want is the pattern. So we're going to create a mixin. So mixin pattern, and it's going to take that list of colors, and it's also going to take a size for that square in the middle, and this is going to be by default half that diagonal. Okay, and then we're going to compute the number of slices that we have, and this is going to be the length of the color list, and we're also going to create a list of stops, which is going to be empty initially, and then we populate it. So for I from 1 through n, wrong word. Okay, so here the list is going to be its previous version, and then we add the color at the current index. So like this. And now if we take this gradient from here and put it here and use that list of stops, we should have the same result as before if we include pattern using that list of colors. Okay, but we want clearly defined slices, and in order to do that, we're going to set explicit stops. So we have sharp transitions. So we're going to have the second one is going to be I times 100% over n. Okay, so like this, but we want to shift everything by a slice because we want this here and this here and so on. So to do that, we're going to shift everything by the angle of a single slice, and that's going to be from minus 360 degrees over n. Okay, and it's minus because the positive direction is the clockwise one, and we want to shift everything in the other direction. Okay, so having done this, we need to add a second gradient on top, and this is going to be a linear one, and we're going to start from a lighter gray, and then we're going to go to a darker gray. We're going to put this in the middle, okay, and then we're going to set the background size along both dimensions. So okay, and then we're also going to set no repeat. And having done this, we have our final result. So yeah, this is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, if you like the work that I've been putting out for more than 8 years now, please consider supporting it. You can do so by being a cool cat and becoming a patron on Patreon. The link is going to be in the description, or you can get me something off my Amazon wishlist. Again, the links are going to be in the description. Or you can at least share this to show the world what can be done with CSS these days, because honestly, I think it's pretty damn cool. In any event, thanks for watching. You'll find links for everything, the finished demo and everything else, in the description below, and until next time.